Alright, what's up guys? It's Brother Jackson. How's it going? You're mostly going to be seeing my hands working here and hearing my voice. I've got an armature, got a piece of wood for the base. A lot of you guys are having trouble connecting your armatures to the base. Some of you guys have used hot glue or some other form of glue. That's just not going to cut it. So, many of you guys, the feet of your armatures kind of look like this. I added this little extra thing here where I wrap some wire around with a loop at the bottom, and I'm going to show you how to do that. That's one way to make it a little stronger. So I've got a little piece of aluminum wire, got my pliers here, and all I'm going to do is twist it around. So I've got that little loop on it, and I'm going to bend it this way so it's kind of at a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to come around to the back side of this, and I'm just going to twist it around so that it's hanging onto this leg real good. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it might not be strong enough on its own, the leg, without this. Let's see, I'm going to bend this backwards. So now I've got, that's what that looks like. It's got these two little loops. It's like little heel spurs in the back there. I want to make sure that this is at the right level. There we go, okay. So, I'm ready to nail it down or screw it down or however I'm going to fasten it. First thing I want to think about is how far apart do I want the legs. Usually you don't stand with your feet real close together. Usually one foot's angled a little off to one direction and your feet are kind of further apart. Let's get it even a little further apart than that. These are adjustments that are hard to make after you've already done your work. So I've got a few options here. I've got this. It's basically like a little staple. So you can take one of these and let me nail it down. Get everything in the right place. Nice and firmly. There we go. That'll hold that in place. And I'm going to get one of these on this side. But maybe you don't have access to these. And actually I don't even need to use the hammer to get it in place. I can just push it in place. There we go. So that's pretty good. This is actually probably not going to be sturdy enough. Once you get all the clay on your armature, it's going to be pretty heavy and it's going to be hard to keep it upright. I'm actually going to nail this thing down super firmly, partly just to show you some different methods of doing it. So look at this, I've got a little nail, and what I'm going to do, if you don't have access to staples, what you can do is you can stick a nail down right next to the foot and then just bend it over and use that almost like a staple. So I'm going to do that on both sides. And what I would do if I was using only nails is I would hammer in on one side, bend over to the other side, and then come in right next to it, do a second nail in that same spot. And that'll hold that in there pretty good. If you have access to screws, so I've got a screw here, what's best to do is to have a washer and a screw, and then you can screw right next to here. You can do this with a drill gun, but maybe some of you guys don't have drill guns. You could also just do it by hand. So what I'm going to do with this, drill that in there. That's going to hold that pretty tight. And actually, let's see. Let me finish this up. I didn't put a second nail here, so let me just do it right. How to do it. There we go. That's in there nice and tight. Got a couple more screws and a couple more washers. So what I'm going to do, this little loop back here, I want to fasten that to it as well. So here we go. And I've got one more. Get that in here. like I said, you don't need a drill gun. I'm just using it for the video because it's faster than doing a handheld screwdriver. Let's see. Come on. This one's giving me a rough time. So here's something you can do. You can bend your guy out of the way if you need to get more room. The problem here is that the drill bit is the wrong size. Alright, anyway, you get the idea. I'll go and get a different, this little guy is not fitting into there. That's okay. I'll get a different one I'll finish up. But I'm not going to make you guys watch that. So you could use a staple, you could use nails, you could use a screw with a washer. All kinds of ways you can do it, but make sure that your sculpture armature is fastened down really well, because once you add the clay onto it, it's going to be really hard to keep it standing upright. Alright, let me know if you have any questions. I hope this helped. We'll see you guys.